Hello and welcome to the analysis of gold XAUUSD. My name is Vic. Thanks for joining me here. Gold has been consolidating, as we can clearly see that market has just been going sideways from here to here and from here to here. So it's a huge range on daily time frame, but it's still consolidating. And you will see that the mid of this range is around here, and the market keeps on kind of respecting that. And this is about 4,120. So is it going to stay in this range for a long period of time, or are there going to be any breakouts? And if there are any breakouts, what can happen? And if it is going to stay in range, what kind of opportunities and how would we trade the consolidation? Let's find out in this analysis. All right, welcome back to this analysis. And as I mentioned before, this is simply consolidating at the moment now. Before we proceed any further, if you have not watched my previous analysis, please watch that. But let me walk you through once more what is going on here. Right, obviously, right, the market has been extremely bullish and it is still bullish. This was a huge move which happened over 1.5 years to 2 years approximately, and then after that there was a sharp correction, and we have been looking for that sharp correction. If you remember my previous analysis, I mentioned that, and in there then we had a W pattern, and we were able to we take majority of it and then majority of this as well. Right, and I posted about this, including my own analysis and trades on Twitter and Telegram as well. Right, so if you are not there, you are most welcome to join Telegram and Twitter channels. Now from here, the market started to fall. Why? Because when W pattern completes, the market falls, and since then, for the last few days, the whole week actually, last week, it has just been consolidating in a smaller range. Now, if you look at the bigger range, which is approximately around here, so this is the structure right now. Now, what can happen in terms of the breakout? So there are multiple ways that you can see, in terms of breakout. One is that the breakout from this lower range, right? This smaller range. So if the market breaks out to the upside, right, it can reach approximately 4,200 level or around that area. Why is that? Is because in that process it will probably complete a W pattern, and this is what I posted about in our Telegram group as well, Telegram channel as well. If I show you that, so this is our Telegram channel, and this is what I posted about. This actually doesn't did not work exactly how I anticipated, but this is what I was expecting. Market could actually go around 104,180 or approximately 4,200. Now this is still valid. I'll come to that. This analysis is still valid, even though it has taken a slightly different route. By the way, the channel's name is Vikinsa FX. Right, and you're most welcome to join here if you are interested. Okay, so that is one of the possibilities that we have got. And then if the market actually starts to break down, you see what can happen. We see, as a trader, you are not supposed to predict, you are supposed to react, and what you should do is create the scenarios. So what you can see is that market is doing something like this, and it has created a slightly upper leg here. It can actually go slightly higher, right? And then it can come down. If it breaks through this midpoint, then it can come down to the lower end of the range. So you see what can happen is there are only two ways of looking at this. One is that if it breaks through the upper range, then it's going to go towards from 4,200, and if it breaks through the lower range, then it's going to come down to approximately slightly under 4,000, or maybe just get stuck around 4,000. So these are the higher time frame things which are present there. Let me walk you through another thing which can happen. Another thing is that if the market breaks through this, let's say the market continues to fall, and there are even more sub scenarios. For example, it goes up like this. Sorry, let me actually walk you through the whole thing. What if the market goes like a W pattern here and then comes back down? That will also be considered as a big M pattern. And if it breaks through this, then what can happen is it can fall to very low end, right? There is a gap available here as well, and we will see that it will probably look like an M pattern. So this is higher time frame, very long term, right? Sort of things. And here, if the market continues to go up like this, and if it takes a correction, because if after W pattern there must be a correction, but if in case it breaks through this, then obviously we will have a kind of W pattern which can take us to all-time high or slightly higher than that as well. So that is also a possibility. So what you do is in terms of Planning your analysis, you create all these scenarios. You look at all the scenarios, like what can happen, what kind of the market, what kind of situations market can throw at us. And what you do is you just plan your trade, you plan your next move according to that. It's like a chess game of chess. What the other opponent is expected to do, that's what you think. And then you think, okay, if the other person does this, then I'm going to do this. If the other person does that, then I'm going to do this. So it's all about that. It's all about the planning. And that's how you win in the market. You do not have to predict, okay, this guy will have to do something like this. No, there is no has to. Everything is a probability. So you create all these scenarios, and after that, once when the scenario starts to play out, you go in the direction of the market. So basically, you simply react to that. For example, if the market, let's say, let me go to smaller time frame, and then it will probably make even more sense. Let's say go to 4 hours time frame. So on 4 hours time frame, if the market does something like this, right? This is the W pattern I was talking about. So if the market continues to go up, and if it breaks through this midpoint, obviously it's going to go and do something like this. This will become a W pattern. So what can I do? I already know about this scenario, that this is a possibility which can happen. So as soon as the market breaks through this, I'm gonna go long, right? So this is how you plan it. Another thing that can happen on the bearish side of things, right? Okay, let's say that this bullish side did not play out. Let's say there is a bearish side which has been playing out, because we have this possibility of an M pattern. So if the market breaks through this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for a short. Okay, and you can do this analysis, and you have to do this analysis on all time frames. So in FCP analysis, what we do, in FCP methodology, what we do is we do this analysis on nearly on all major time frames, so that we stay ahead of the market. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why I gave this trade. This was really nice, which gave us 500 pips move in one single go. So here you can see that on 5 minutes time frame. It's on 5 minutes time frame. We are doing this on 5 minutes. This is a M pattern, and because M pattern completes, the market goes up. And if it goes up, what can happen? The market can create a W pattern, right? And it looks like a W pattern, right? So if it goes up, it's gonna go all the way to this. So this gave us $50 move, easy, right? And if it continues to go up, it could become a bigger W pattern like this. So this is how you do it, right? And it actually worked out really nicely. As you can see here, market started to jump up from here, and then from here all the way to approximately here, where it was supposed to close. And I was there in this trade it myself. I took it on my futures account and my other CFD account, and it completed the W pattern. So as soon as market completed the W pattern, it started to come down. It was supposed to come down, and that's exactly when the news came. You see, this pattern actually, it actually came before that. It completed just before the news. So I was able to take the profits on majority of it. Okay, and then I thought this was going for a bigger W, but because the W pattern was completed, the market started to fall. Immediately it started to fall, huge fall. Okay, so this is how you do it. You trade one scenario, one level, and one zone at a time. So what can happen? Right now, because we are consolidating, there are several patterns like this available to us. If all you have to do is just make sure that you learn how to do this. There are so many of them, right? Let me show you the bigger time frame first, and then I'll show you smaller time frame opportunities. The one that I posted in Telegram last week was on 5 minutes. Now let me show you on 4 hours for swing trading. So this is a possible W pattern. The only thing that you have to worry about is the break of this, then it will become a W, right? Okay, another one that we have this is something like this. If it breaks through this midpoint, then it's going to become an M pattern, and when M pattern completes, the market is going to go up. So this is on 4 hour time frame. Let's go and look at same thing on 1 hour time frame. Okay, on 1 hour time frame, there are several W patterns and M patterns which are evolved, which have evolved. One of them, it was here. There is a W pattern here. When W pattern completes, the market falls. Another one, there was a W pattern here, and this is the one that I was talking about. This is exactly the one that I posted in Telegram, but you're seeing it on 1 hour time frame. I posted it on 5 minutes time frame. Same thing. Okay. Then after that, what we have is another W pattern here. It's an extended one, and this actually happened on Friday. There was a W pattern here, but then it became an extended one and kept down. It continued to go down. Now, I was with a client, and I was teaching him about these W and M patterns, and that's exactly when I spotted a bigger M pattern. and this was on Friday. This was absolutely brilliant one, and it continued to go up, and it gave us near about $80 move, 800 pips. Right, easy, so easy. All you have to do is just make sure that you draw and train your eyes to find these WNM patterns. Okay, so let's see what kind of analysis is this, right? Hopefully what I just mentioned in last 5-10 minutes, that has been helpful to you. So these are the levels and the scenarios which I'm looking at. This is, I told you majority of the scenarios already. Okay, and a lot of these scenarios have gone to my private clients as well in premium analysis as well. So yeah, you have them as well now. Now, I was I was thinking that okay, if the market breaks through this, right, this trend line that I gave, okay, this is what I posted in Telegram, then it's going to go to this level here, and if it breaks through this, it breaks through this, then it's going to go to this 4,200 level or so to complete this W pattern. But market did not do that. It started to consolidate it below this level, the level that I gave few days ago. All of these levels have been there on my chart for majority of the time, right? I'll give you another level that is going to be very important for you in just a little bit. But all of these levels have already been there. Does it mean this W pattern is incomplete? It's not going to fill? It's not going to work? Yes, it can still work. Why? Because according to the laws of WNM patterns, this is still valid. This is still forming. And the only thing which you now look at is the different trend line. So the trend line is this one. Let me just draw this from here all the way to this. And we can see the market broke through this and it performed a retest, but it failed. Why? Because it has come back down inside. So it's running in the tight range, but as soon as the market starts to, let me just take this here. As soon as the market starts to break through this, why is it so big? As soon as the market starts to go through this level of 4,110 and then it breaks through this 4,130, it's going to come here. Okay. Now, if this W pattern will only get invalidated once the market has gone below 4,025 and possibly below this 4,000 level as well. But because 4,000 is psychological number, so market is trying to stay above that. It is touching that, it is retesting it, but it is trying to stay above that. And that is also one of the possibilities that the market could be going higher upwards. So, but you have to play one level at a time, one zone and one scenario at a time. Okay, you cannot just predict the market saying that yeah, I'll have to take the buys only, I'll have to take the sells only. No, market can give you several opportunities. There was a very good sell opportunity from here. There was a very good buy opportunity from here. There was very good buy opportunity from this level. All of these levels, they can act as support and resistance. Okay, for example, this was support, this was resistance, this was resistance, this was resistance. Now let me give you another level which is going to be important for you. This is the level. Now, this is not a usual support and resistance level that I gave you. This is 4,998. It's approximate level around this. Market has been respecting this very often, and that is why this is an important level. Another level that I'll give you is approximately here, which is going to be 4,063. This is, I'm not too sure about this level. So let me actually adjust a little bit. So it's going to be 4,060 or so. 4,060, let's say, right? So these levels are very, very important. I'm going to post this chart in my Telegram channel. So if you join that, you should be able to get it. So hopefully you find this analysis useful. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other traders and trading communities. And I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great time.
Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.